Hey guys, Anime Gypsy here with Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia, Chapter 162 review. And to start off, I'm gonna say that this chapter is a 7.5 out of 10. It's above average. And it's interesting. It's a very interesting chapter because it may seem like a lot has happened from the standpoint of story progression, but not much has. In fact, two or three things happen from a standpoint of story progression, overall story progression, and that is we get to find out that that Luminum might be coming back into the hero business because Eri basically, if Eri got control over her quirk to a point where she could reverse him back to the state where he had a quirk, then he would get his powers back and become a hero. And if that didn't work, then whoever they are, I'm guessing, just other heroes or other scientists associated with All Might will try and give him superpowers. Um, I'll let the theories run wild. So that's the first thing we find out, and that's the first point in story progression. The other one is we get to find out that Shoto and Bakugo are going to retake the license exam again. So that's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see what type of agency they will be enlisted with after they get their license. So that's always exciting. How should I say this? We get a few points in characterization. This chapter seems to be more characterization heavy. And the reason I'm saying this is because we see Eraserhead basically displaying a type of, I won't say sympathy that he hasn't displayed before, but usually he's the type of guy that thinks first before he talks or uses common sense before he says something and doesn't make decisions irrationally. But in this chapter, we find out that he's willing to let Eri try and control her powers, which he previously said was not a good idea because she could only use her abilities on living things, which we have seen on rats. So maybe the way she's going to control her power is through rats. Who knows? It's just weird to see him contradicting himself out of irrationality of emotion rather than his stoic exterior and solid demeanor that comes from his sense of justice and morality. So it's kind of an odd thing to see with Eraserhead. Um, and other than that, we also get a bit with Luminium and Luminium's will. Luminium just Deku straight up goes up to Luminium and he's like, "Hey, Luminium, hypothetically speaking, if I was able to give you my quirk, would you take it?" And Luminium would be like, "No, no, because that means you're gonna be in my situation." And sure, but really, I mean, all right. It's definitely a point in story progression, so to speak. And it's very noble. It adds a lot of character to him. I honestly think this is what I honestly think is going to happen to Ominium. He's going to eventually realize that there's no way for him to get his powers back, and then he's going to go down the vigilante route. And that's where a lot of the hero philosophy that is in My Hero Academia that I really like gets into action, and the difference between you know heroes and vigilantes. So vigilantism versus heroism, the difference. Why is one considered great and the other considered evil? And social aspects of the law and how the law complements heroism and does not complement vigilantism. So all that fun stuff that we got in the side series. My Hero, I think it was called Hero Vigilante or something. It's a side series in the Boku no Hero Academia universe, but before the current timeline started. And I'm thinking that if Luminum decides to take the vigilante route, we're gonna get to see some characters from the side story. So keep that in mind, guys. It's a very nice story to read. It's a very nice story to get caught up with. We get to see some cool characters in the past and what they were able to do and what they looked like and what costumes they had. So if you guys haven't read that spin-off series, please check it out. I I wish I had the name off the top of my head, but I didn't. And that's in terms of Eraserhead and Luminium's characterization. With Deku, his self-sacrifice is not something new. Therefore, I'm not going to include that in characterization. When it comes to, I mean, oh yeah, yeah. How could I forget? How could I forget? We start the chapter with Gran Torino. We start the chapter with Gran Torino catching Shigaraki. No, not Shigaraki. Catching. What's his face? Keep forgetting his name. The time war, the space portal guy. I keep Jesus. How could I forget his name already? You guys know who I mean. We see Gran Torino chasing him down and catching him, and he is a key aspect of the League of Villains. This League of Villains. This guy is the strategic, the most important strategic aspect of the League. You could transport from one place to another as long as he's been there twice, once before. I mean, you could transport a lot of stuff without anybody knowing through his ability, using his time warp. So that's something that just having him caught like that is something that is detrimental to the League of Villains. And we get introduced to another one of All for One's servants, Gigantomecha. Gigantomecha. I don't know why he's called Gigantomecha, because he's not robotic from what I could tell. He's more stone-like. I mean, I most definitely might be wrong. And this guy looks intimidating as hell. I mean, just one look at this guy, and I mean, Gran Torino, we don't really get to see him on his feet all nervous, but him, the way he is looking at this monstrous guy, I mean, jeez. Jeez. This is this is something else. Oh yeah, and Deku finds out that Shigaraki Tomura killed Overhaul, so that's something else. And he was distraught. I mean, this is the thing with Deku. Deku blames everything on himself, which is not that bad of a personality trait. Actually, no, scratch that. It's a very shitty personality trait because, come on, I mean, jeez. Well, that's Deku for you. And sorry for getting the review all mixed up like that. Yeah, you guys deserve better quality. I'm sorry. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I promise I won't make that same mistake in the near future. I might do it again. I don't know. I'm just being honest with you guys. If you like my video, leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, just dislike the video and comment why down below. And until next time, guys, this is Anime Gypsy, and I'm out.